Hey, this is Judah Ross, your Bastrop real estate specialist, Austin area realtor. And today I want to do a video talking about Elon Musk, specifically talking about all of his investments in Bastrop County. And there's quite a few. So right here we have the four main companies or entities that he has located or headquartered in Bastrop. The first one and the first one that he actually planted seeds here was the Boring Company. And we'll talk about each one of these individually. After that, SpaceX, specifically Starlink, the manufacturing for the receivers for the ground-based units is all based here in Bastrop. And then, of course, the famous X, formerly known as Twitter. It was a very surprising move for a lot of people, but he's actually he moved the headquarters from San Francisco to our lovely little town in Bastrop. And that was very recently, but the newest entity is Astra. And this is a Montessori STEM school that Elon has just opened right near the other companies here in Bastrop County. Before we dive into these, though, I want to talk about two very important companies that are just on the outskirts of Bastrop. So we're located right over here. This is the city of Bastrop. It's this downtown area along with this commercial and subdivision area here. Elon's properties are located along 1209, which forms this part of a triangle with 969 over here. This is where the colony is. It goes between the two. So all of Elon's companies are right over here in Bastrop County. Now, just on the outskirts, and I would claim in many ways for Bastrop, but he's got two other very important companies. The first one, of course, what's made the biggest difference in, I think, the Bastrop economy and Austin economy is going to be the famous Tesla, which you can see probably from space. On the roof over here, they've got the sign. So Tesla is only about 20-25 minutes from Bastrop, and many of the workers, employees at Tesla, including many of my clients and friends, choose to live in the wonderful community of Bastrop. So Tesla first opened, I believe it was 2020 is when the factory was started, and they completed that really quickly. It took I think it was like less than a year, and they eventually moved the global headquarters over there as well. And they have, I think it's between 10 and 20,000 jobs. They're in the process of completing a large expansion, and this is along 130, just east of the airport, and getting into Bastrop territory. Bastrop starts. Let's see, the Bastrop County line started right over here past field, so very close. The other, so that's how the other company that is headquartered just outside in the Del Valley community, which is where the airport is Neuralink. So I doubt it'll come up over here, but Neuralink is located somewhere in Del Valley, not far from the airport. And of course, they've been doing some amazing research, not only on animals, but on humans as well, with brain implants, and have made some huge advancements. So that's very exciting. But we're here to talk about Elon's investment in Bastrop. So let's dive into that. And we'll zoom in to get a Google satellite view. And this is, again, 1209 over here. This is Walker Watson Road. And this is where it all began at the Boring Company. So Elon purchased that property um, in 2021. It was this property, 126 Walker Watson. We'll look up the deed record. So that changed hands, as we can see here, in May of 2021 to Gapped Bass is the initial entity that he bought up much of this land along the northern portion of 1209 with. And they started with building their prototype proof rock tunneling machines, um, working on the test tunnel, which you can actually see on the map here. I believe this is it. That's really cool. Um, and the headquarters was originally in Pflugerville, but they moved that over. To Bastrop. It was in the 2023. They moved it over. Now, I think employee-wise, it's got 100 to 200 employees working there. They're, of course, building the tunneling machines. Really exciting work. And now if we go just across the street or underneath the street, we get to Starlink. And the Starlink factory first opened in 2023. As with everything, the factory was built incredibly quickly. It's pretty amazing to watch. And I think this one in particular is a pretty beautiful building from the frontage that you see on 1209. And I think employee-wise, it's about 1,000 jobs. It's all manufacturing. They are building the Starlink receivers right over there. And in less than a year, I think they built over 1 million of them, 1 million standard kit in 10 months. Pretty amazing to see. So not only do they complete that, but they went ahead and they've doubled the size of the factory. So this picture is from September. By now in December, this is almost completely done, at least from the outside. I'm sure they're still finishing out the interior, but they've doubled the size of the factory, similar to what they're doing at Tesla. And this has provided a lot of jobs for local construction companies. I know quite a few in concrete and AC that are doing a lot of the work here. So it's been tremendous for the local economy, as well as, of course, providing lots of high-paying jobs that are now being brought to Bastrop through Boring and SpaceX. Now, the more smaller shop, but a lot of fun and community facing, is in the Hyperloop Plaza over here. This humble little building is called the Boring Bodega. And the Boring Bodega, anyone who's interested in investing in Bastrop, highly recommend checking it out. I'd love to grab a coffee there. They actually have some really good food. There's one sandwich called a Gambino. It's $12. I'm from New Jersey. I'm very particular about my subs and sandwiches, and this is, in my humble opinion, the best one that I've tasted, probably in Texas. So definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. They've got mini golf. They've got playgrounds for kids. There's pickleball, of course, you have to have in Bastrop. video arcades, games. They just opened up a pottery studio, which will have classes as well as a shop there. There's a barber shop. A doctor's office is coming there as well. So a full company town, a really nice pub. And then if you live in Austin, you're familiar with Tom's Market. I think it's fairly similar. It's a well curated little small grocery store with some really cool um, snacks and foods. So go check that out. But that, of course, is not a huge investment. But right next door, we see this little building. This is going to be the world headquarters for Twitter. They're putting up another building, I believe, right next to it. And the primary team that they're building out here first is the safety team. So that's like content moderation is going to be stationed here. I think it's a few hundred jobs to start. So very exciting to see what develops. Now we can continue up the road. So there's SpaceX and Starlink. And I was going to do some drone videos. Comment below if you're interested in seeing some drone videos of the Elon campus over here in Bastrop. Much of this land on the right, Elon owns. It's sitting dormant right now. He's got most of it as agricultural land, so not paying much on it. But once he develops the factories, that definitely changes. We'll take a quick shortcut and jump over here. It says Buckner Cow Horses. You look at this building, and then we'll go to the Astra website and take a look. Let's see. Well, it's the same building. Is the point I'm trying to get at, and you'll see right over here. So they are starting their inaugural class. I think it's going to start in in January. It's for ages 3 through 9. So 3 through 6 is the lower, and what is it? 3 through 6 is the primary, and 6 through 9 lower elementary. I believe they're only starting with like 20 kids. They were initially planning to have 50, but my understanding is it's going to be less than that. And then, of course, it will continue to expand. So this is what Elon is doing in Bastrop. It's definitely been a game changer. Opinions, of course, like any small town and any rapidly developing area, are mixed. Many people are, of course, excited about the economic and job opportunities that his investments are bringing to the community. There are, of course, many current concerned citizens that are worried about the environmental impact that some of his companies may have. Also, just the rapid change and growth can be uncomfortable for people. So, I think they've made efforts to improve community relations. Things like the Boring Bodega, which opens up the company to the community, I think are a good step. And they've been investing in public infrastructure like wastewater, which will actually help development and help the neighbors quite a bit. From a real estate standpoint, it's been, of course, a huge boon. Lots of employees, executives are moving out here. The Colony is a very popular location where many of his employees go. There's many investors that are, of course, following on his tail. Someone who's managed to build a net worth of close to 400 billion. If just like many people followed Warren Buffett, there's a lot of people that follow Elon. Certainly I think a big incentive for me to move out here and to invest in my real estate business here was seeing what Elon is doing. and seeing the growth that comes along with it. So interested to hear your opinion. Which company are you most excited about? What would you like to hear more? What types of videos would you like to see on Elon? It's right in my backyard, and I'd love to provide that information for you. Again, I'm Judah Ross with Bastrop Real Estate Group. If you're looking to invest in Bastrop, to move here, to sell your home, maybe sell it to Elon, give me a call. My number is 512-998-1957. I'd love to talk with you and help you out. Take care.